Greetings and welcome to episode 48 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Russia campaign, and this, my friends, I did it last time, where we are preparing, my friends, with great haste here. We are preparing to plunge within Persia here. We really are gearing ourselves up here. We have almost a full army group here. We're also putting in additional forces here to be able to hold against any protracted, prolonged siege of Persia, but also protect ourselves in case the Persians decide to sort of launch a strike across sort of Azerbaijan here into Mesopotamia and striking it against Baghdad. Now, Baghdad can hold its own, but as you can see here, it doesn't have any walls here to guard itself, no wall defences as it were, so it has been sort of left sort of not, dare I say, defenceless, but it's going to require more troops to sort of be able to defend it than we'd rather leave here. So in other words, we've had to sort of leave this force here under sort of the stewardship here of the governor here of Baghdad, which is General Mendoza, just in case when we do strike against the Persians, we've got this massive border with them here. Mesopotamia and Azerbaijan have a massive border, but we luckily control Armenia, thanks in part, my friends, to the bravery here of General Cathcart, who held this against a great maelstrom of Persian forces trying to assail Armenia and trying to take it off, but he held, my friends, against almost overwhelming odds. A wonderful fight that was, it really was, but that's a long time ago. Now we are friendly with Persia. Now we have quite a decent trade with Persia at the moment, but that doesn't mean that things aren't gearing up towards the Persians. Are, dare I say, erstwhile allies, but only when it suits them. As long as it suits them, they are allies. Now you can see we've got a massive force here, a full army group here with some very, very fine veteran troops here. As you can see, General Ahmed here. We need a new general here as well, but as you can see, look at these, what a wonderful sight here. We've even got heavy cavalry here, Gad the Cheval here, and also look at this, what a magnificent sight under General Z here. Look at this, what a wonderful, wonderful army. This is full of guards. We've got Simonovsky foot guards, we've got cuirassiers, we've got a Gad de Cheval as well, 24 pounders. We do need to put ourselves an additional unit here, which I believe, yes indeed, look at that. The Tsar Great Cannon, a 64 pounder, which is going into this army here. What a brute that is, look at that, that's an absolute monster, sir. And look at the range, 1,000 range. That is something to behold, it really, really is. Accuracy, 55, not too bad for the size of the cannon. It's really not. Reloading skill is 20, pretty low at the moment. Firepower of 70, that is absolutely magnificent. And if we do just check what here, the firepower here is 40, so you're looking at the highest caliber we have apart from the 64 pounder will only give us firepower of 40. We've gone up to 70 from that 164 pounder. That is an absolute monster, sir. It really, really is, and that's going to be absolutely fantastic to use in battle here. But once again, we have to be ready. When we have been hit hard before when we weren't prepared for fights. Now many of you are thinking, man, strike against Persia as quickly as you can, but remember, last time we took on Persia, they absolutely side-footed us here. They went straight past us. They hit through from the Don right through Tataria here. They struck right up here, right into Kazan here, and it took us many, many years to dig them out of Kazan here and bring it back under our control. And they were loitering and moving about all over our sort of Astrakhan, Tataria here. They were even move on to Voronezh here, right close to Moscow. We can't allow that to happen. If we strike against Persia, it has to be complete surprise. It has to be a total hit, really hard, striking at the very heart, at the very, using all of our forces and striking hard at one point to really hit that impact hard against the Persians, because they will retaliate, believe me, especially here in Chechnya, where they do have some excellent troops here as well, a lot of fire support. And again here in Turkey, here in Chechnya itself, look at that. They've even put in a very, very good general here, not to be underestimated at all. Quilbashi musketeers, they've got a lot of cavalry as well, but a lot of sort of meaty. It's not the quality here of the Persians you have to fear, it's the quantity. They can field vast armies, and they can usually have one army will be equivalent to maybe two sort of Russian armies in terms of quantity, not quality. We do have that quality over them in terms of technology and in terms of sort of the discipline and also the sort of the modern combat tactics we have available to ourselves. But the sheer amount of forces they can put into the field can overwhelm even the finest army. It really can. And we do have fine, even here. Look at this general here. This General Noshad here is, look at him, I mean, look at those. He is absolute veteran here, even outranking the sort of generals we have in this army group here. Now, of course, we've locked down the Don here, because remember, that really was what the Persians wanted last time. They did take it off us briefly, but we did manage to take the back off them and then sue for peace. And look at that, we've got a 64 pounder in here. Now, if any of you have asked for B to be a general within this campaign, my friends, and I haven't done it yet, I do apologise. But once again, please leave in the comments if you would like to be a general, where you would like to be stationed. If I have forgotten, I do apologise. It is not on purpose, my friends. And also, I'd like to thank you all for a wonderful, wonderful response to the sort of the vote thus far. Remember, if you want to vote, the only vote that will sort of count, as it were, I don't mean that to sound too harsh, my friends, but the only vote that will count is the one on the poll. So you need to vote in the poll. You need to click on that link that sends you to a poll, and then vote via that poll. Because I know a lot of you leave in comments of what you want to see, but I'm going to go purely on the poll. So, you know, I'm going to leave the poll run for a while. It's going to be probably over a week, just to make sure that everybody who wants to sort of respond and wants to vote can vote. But please, the only sort of vote that will sort of count in the long run will be the actual vote itself when you click on that straw poll link. So that's the one you want to. I know a lot of people have asked for a certain campaign, and I can see that there's more people have asked for the campaign than have actually voted. So if you'd like to vote for that campaign, then please, my friends, would use the straw poll link and then vote, and then we can see where we go. Because at the moment, you know, it isn't settled, not by a long way. We've only had 2 days of it, so it's going to probably run over a week. So we'll see where we run from there, my friends. But back to this campaign now, and also we are trying to really try and push our fleets here. We don't have sort of the sheer quantity of fleets that the other nations have, particularly Britain. I mean, we mustn't forget also, my friends, here. Now, Spain is an ally of ours, and it is in a brutal fight, a brutal campaign against Prussia here. And look at the Prussian Empire here. It controls a vast swathe here of Eastern, Central and Western Europe here. And it is butting heads now with Spain here, who do have a very, very powerful sort of hold on Madrid, Portugal and the Gibraltar Straits. And we do have here a very, very, probably our strongest naval task force is here controlling Gibraltar Straits. No one comes in here of an enemy of ours. We shall not allow it, my friends. We've got to have that control. They also control Algiers and Tunis. They control a good portion of the Mediterranean along with ourselves here. We do control most of the Adriatic seaboard here along this sort of eastern coast here. We also control Greece and Patras. We've got Istanbul. We've also sealed off this point here, this juncture here between Anatolia and Istanbul, giving us control of the Black Sea when we go to war with Persia. I do believe we do have another there it is. I think we shall put a craft workshop because we do need the money. Now our research, I believe, is complete. Research has been completed, so we don't need. That's why we got rid of this building here. Actually, make it into it is something that's going to give us a bit of profit there. We do have some very good trade routes here feeding out of the Middle East and from the Mediterranean. But and we've also got quite a lot going here from Spain. But cast your eyes, my friends, upon Britain. Now, many of you, are saying, Britain is a power here within. Of course, Britain itself, the island itself, is sort of maybe standalone. And you might think this is all they've got. But, my friends, cast your eyes upon this. Look at this. All you see there in red is British. Britain controls all of Canada, North America, right down here into South America. They've even got New Mexico. They took that off Spain because they're at war with Spain. They haven't taken New Mexico, but that's probably only a matter of time. They have really, really battered the Spanish here, and the Spanish income has dropped significantly because of the loss here. But we've also got our own footprint here within the Americas here, within the Caribbean. We've taken Dutch and French Guiana, probably the two richest regions in the entirety of the Caribbean. I say that, my friends, with almost certainty here. 4,200 coming out of here, and 1,700 here coming out of French Guiana. So those two combined, and they've given us 6,000 just for these two small sort of regions here, giving us a huge amount, probably more combined than these two together. And indeed, look at that, 5,250 from the Windward Islands and the Leeward Islands. I would say in total here, we've also got this port here being constructing a trading port here, being constructed here in Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, we struck all of these islands simultaneously. We took these in a simultaneous operation here. We had to get the council was pretty much shouting from the absolute hilltops, Mali, you must get a Russian presence within sort of the New World. It has to be there. We've got that footprint here now. We've got that. We've even brought here Punda under siege here, but we've got an army here. Look at this army here. It is a vast experience out under General GJP, or General Death as he's now likes to be called. But we can't yet land because they've actually got an army here. So we can't actually rid ourselves of the pirates. They're also putting a Royal Palace, and they get a set of fortifications in here. Look at that there. They've got 12 pounders. So this is probably going to be the toughest pirate port to take, but we do need them to move out from here for us to be able to launch our attack onto this. As you can see, we can't do anything because we've got to go through the port to get it, which is a little bit of a nuisance here. But we shall keep them under siege for as long as we can, and if anything else changes here at all, we will pounce. Of course, we've got Sweden have got Cuba, which is a very, very rich region indeed. And of course the Cherokees are only still in existence because they are friendly with, and I believe allied with, the British, otherwise they would be gone as well. But look at the British Empire here. It is absolutely a titan here. A behemoth, dare I say, here in the New World. And it is really the absolute key here to unlocking the New World is to take on the British. But we don't have the muscle, we don't have the power yet, because all of our military muscle and power is in the Middle East and here in the Middle East. It is really, we have got a lot, are also trying to keep an eye here upon Prussia, because Prussia really is, and it was at war with us for a long time. They're very friendly with us now, plus 165, but Britain is only on plus 35. I've got a feeling if we start taking more lands, they're not going to be too happy with us at all. Now, Knights of St. John are hostile, but we're going to try and get here some trade with Italian states. Now, they may not be in agreement with that, but no, they're not interested at all. Now, we don't need to have their sort of, but Genoa is hostile with us. Let's just try and get trade with them if possible. No, indeed not. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I believe, yes indeed, here we've got the Knights of St. John actually pinned down here, because if these were to be unleashed, these forces here, they would give us a tremendous amount of problems. They really, really would. We mustn't underestimate the smaller nations. To do that might be our undoing here. We don't have a great plethora of troops within the extremities here. Most of them are pushed into the sort of the lands where we're going to be looking to strike, but we need to take Persia. Persia will give us that power, that muscle here to possibly take on Britain and Prussia at the same time. And that, my friends, will be a task of epic proportions. It really will. St. Petersburg has become a very important, very vital important trade route. 50,000 of our gold go through here from trade. As you can see here, look how much we spend on the army. 200,000 gold per year is spent on the army. We get a tax income of 155,000, which is, to be honest with you, is probably our highest amount we've ever had. 82,000 comes in from trade, 2,700 from other, which we could realistically raid the trade lines, but that's not going to give us much. 10,000, so the navy upkeep is starting to creep up, but look at that army upkeep. It's 200,000 gold per turn, per year, dare I say. That is a huge amount. We're allied with Sweden. I'm not quite sure who Sweden are at war with. I think a good minimum here. Persia, Knights of St. John, and the pirates. Now, they would join our war with Persia because they're already at war with them, so it would be good to have them on our side, because Persia have themselves Prussia and Mughal Empire as their allies, and they are two of the most powerful nations available here. Look at that. And even Britain have even got a foothold here in India here as well. Look at the size. I mean, this is absolutely, and look at this. Persia's got all of this as well. Baluchistan, Afghanistan. But really, Esfahan here is the absolute key here to what we want. We will be striking out, but again, we have to build those forces up. And actually, let's have a quick look on the border here between, because Spain is an ally of ours and Prussia is a potential future enemy of ours. Look at, oh my word. That is a monstrous amount of forces. That's roughly about 2 army groups. If you put everything together, it might be maybe an army group and some reserves, but that is some powerful forces there. Not all of them are in root health either, though. Some of them, as you can see, are battle weary, but this force here is completely brand new. And look at that up here. I mean, look at the forces they got here. I mean, oh my goodness me, they've got Marines as well here. And what have they got here as well? In Brest. Look at that. I mean, they really do pack a punch here. Now, we've got Spain here hitting the Havre here, which is a really vital, important trade route here for them. But again, they've got so much money coming in, the Prussians. This blockade here is not going to do much damage to them. I mean, look at the fleet they got here. I mean, look at the number of fleets they got here, the number of ships. This battle force here is quite exceptional. It really, really is. And if you've got a fleet here. So again, we have to be ready here to fight them on every front. That's why we're reinforcing our Yugoslavian holdings here. We're going to continue pushing and moving forces into Vienna here and Hungary, because if we do attack the Prussians, it's going to have to be a very, very powerful punch here, combining, sort of condensing our forces into a very short front and hitting them absolutely hard as we possibly can, but also being able to defend on the other fronts we have. That's why we're moving forces in along the Galician sort of Poland border here in Warsaw. We've got to really ramp up our defences here. We really, really do. And we're going to use Kiev in which to do so. Kiev is a real hub here, as you can see, a cornerstone here of our defence here for pretty much this entire region, even the Moscow region here, as you can see. But St. Petersburg, we have put a tremendous amount of men into the St. Petersburg region because it's so vital for us for the trade. As you can see, the Prussians have responded here by putting forces in here, but not powerful forces, mostly just cavalry here. So we could possibly break the Riga-Courland sort of redoubt here for them. That's why we've got a spy here. Just keep an eye on what they're doing. Remember, intelligence, reconnaissance is vital here if you're planning a strategy here. Because when you're fighting a foe that is so powerful, meticulous attention to detail here really is counts. Because look at this. I mean, look around Stuttgart here and Alesia and Strasbourg here. I mean, they do really have some very powerful forces. But, my friends, but luckily Spain do have still a very, very powerful hold on the Mediterranean, which is going to give them what they need here. But let's just see what happens here. We're also building, as you can see, these armies here, because we do want to move potentially into the New World with some real vigour here. We might even, if we go against Britain here in the New World, it would really, really rock the world to its foundations here with their allies, Cherokees, Prussia and Mughal Empire. Again, that would bring a tremendous strain upon us here. Dare we say that we use these forces here as the sort of the backbone of our move into the New World to take on Britain in its, what I would say is its strongest base here? What does the council say to that? What's the council's recommendation we do here? Because we've got these forces here. If we're going to move them into the New World and take on Britain in the New World, it's going to have to be at least 4 army groups. At least 4 army groups here to try and take on Britain. But also what we need to do is send these gentlemen into the New World so we can reconnaissance what the British have there. I think that's what we're going to do actually. We will actually send a ship, the sloop here with the Friedemaker. And I think we'll send this gentleman here, Dmitry Vingradov here, will be sent to the New World with all due haste. With all due haste, sir. We're going to reconnaissance of the British Empire here. It's time that Russia stood on its own 2 feet here and took on what needs to be done here. We've also got we are going to, yes, of course, we sent these 3 steamships here to reinforce the Caribbean forces we have here. We want to make sure that we have all of our assets here. If we go against Britain, Britain will hit us with everything they've got. Remember, they're a very powerful naval nation here, so we're going to have to move at least 2 battle groups, naval battle groups, into the Caribbean here to defend our assets, and to be able to sort of, remember, our supply chain here is going to be pretty stretched because we don't have a massive production base here. We're going to have to capture one of the British bases here, potentially Philadelphia, possibly in Boston here, to be able to really give us that sort of production base we need. But that's going to be a tough fight. We don't know what the availability of British forces are here. But my friends, Moscow as well is under firm control now, I believe. Indeed, sir. So garrison forces here are very strong. Oh, look at that, 11,000 coming in from Moscow. A wonderful sight. Look at the spider web here of roads to sort of reach all parts of our empire, no matter how far it is here. And also we can hit Persia as well. But let's just end this turn here. Let's see what comes out of this, my friends. We don't have many enemies or potential enemies left here. They've either been removed or they fought themselves with standstill. And Spain is once again moving forces here. They're very powerful forces the Spanish have. I wonder what their end game is here. They're also at war with Britain. That's why you could see Britain being hit there by Spanish forces, possibly in Bristol. We don't mind Spain having some gentlemen wandering our land. That's absolutely fine. You know, enjoying the Russian hinterlands, as it were. What will Prussia do, I wonder? Now they're moving into Spain. Are they moving into Spain here? And also, we might have to also prop up the Spanish. Now, a number of the councils have said, Mala, you might have to actually, you know, get your sort of, you know, you have to get your hands dirty here and get involved in the fight against. But I thought they were going to war with us then. That would not have been a good call for the Swedish, I can assure you, sir. We're not. Interesting. Now, they're going to give us Norway, and they want Moldavia, and they want Karelia. No, sir, and thrice no again. I know your government is deeply concerned, but that's... remember, and also the Persians have had a vicious rebellion involved here as well. They really have had a brutal rebellion that has really tied them down a lot here. Now, Denmark is also another potential... of course, we did indeed have this battle here, led by General Stefan here, who requested to be the general who took out the rebellion. We've got a rebellion here which has festered here within Newfoundland, because we have actually left for Newfoundland here. I have to hold my hands up here. I completely forgot we had Newfoundland under our control here. We took it, remember. Or we have landed here in Newfoundland to try and get ourselves this foothold here for the potential expansion into British territory here in North America. We're using this as a base of operations here. It's not sort of something we're doing out of sort of because we need the land. It's a strategic, a tactical maneuver here we need to do. Let's take this fight, my friends, because you can see for some strange reason it's actually giving an even contest here despite this array of troops against these gentlemen. So I'm not really sure why that is, but that doesn't mean we're going to turn this. Let's take this fight here. Let's blood these men in here. Let's get these green men here into some veterans here. Remember, this is going to be a foothold here. It's strategic. It gives us an overwatch of British sort of positions, British naval movements, but also gives us a very short hop and a skip here into British territory. And it really is what we have to do here. This is all planning for future operation against Britain, because that operation against Britain will be absolutely vast. It will consume a huge amount of our military forces here and a massive drain on our economy. But if we want to be able to conquer the New World, we have to go against the superpower that is Britain, and they have all of it under their control. Look at that. What a wonderful sight here. Look at that. It's an absolute joy to see. Look at the 11th Grenadiers as well. That is a magnificent sight. It really is. Right, now we seem to have ourselves here at the hill here. We've got the enemy here being able to bear down upon us, but we do have the cavalry regiment, which we will do now. Let's set ourselves up here. We're going to set ourselves in a forward position, much more forward than we normally would. We need to take the fight to them here. We don't need all of these forward. Look at that, we can even cut the road here. We need to open up this road as well for the material, for the guns, for the ammunition to be able to move up the road. We need to take it. Now, let's just bring these. We don't need all these troops. We're fighting a limited insurgency here. Put the 8th Regiment here. We've got one cannon here, which is what we only needed one cannon, to be honest with you. But it should be enough just to give us that fire support we need. And again, I think we'll operate probably from here. We don't need to really be sort of considering our, you know, pushing ourselves far back to try and let them come on upon us. We're going to be fighting. I think we might even take the fight to them. We'll set up a strong defensive line just in case. Remember, you've got native Indians in there who are absolutely wonderful hand-to-hand fighters. Probably the finest you will find anywhere in the world. But we will take the fight to them. I think we will go out and fight them. Take that fight to them. We'll have General Stefan here, who did volunteer to take Newfoundland and clear it of the rebels. We've got the Narvsky regiment here. I think we shall use some of these gentlemen here. We've got two regiments of grenadiers, which is always good to see. The Butreski regiment as well, which is good. I think we'll use these much vaunted named units here. As you can see, look at that. 300 men here ready to fight for Russia. Oh, look at that. Magnificent. We'll have the Novogrodsky regiment here, the 8th regiment here on the right. Again, we don't need all of these troops. We're just going to hold a strong line and then we'll probably send a detachment of 3 to 4 regiments out to fight them, including the horse. So those regiments will collaborate with the horse. Close proximity here. I think we'll just have one more regiment either end, just as a precaution, just to make sure that we'll have the 10th regiment, the Butreski regiment, and the 14th Butreski regiment here on the left. I think that's strong enough. Now we need to pick our attacking force. I mean, these grenadiers are absolutely magnificent. They really, really are. So I think what we'll do is we'll punch around from the left flank, I beg your pardon, with the horse. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I mean, that is enough to make you weep. It really is. Look at those grenadiers. Wonderful, sir. We've got the 8th Horse Guard Cuirassiers. Oh, oh, oh. It's a joy to see. It really is. Now, whom else should go up there with them? We've got the 11th. I think we have the 11th and the 10th Regiments of Grenadiers. Again, we're going to send our finest troops out here. So that's 4 regiments here. The rest I think we'll hold in reserve. We don't need to expend all our energy here upon this fight. We're not fighting a vast, sort of swathe of enemy here. It really... Gentlemen. Follow your orders, please. Thank you, gentlemen. What do we have here? They're well hidden, so we'll actually put them in the tree line here. We've got the 47th, which again we should put along the extreme left flank here as well. I believe that's all we need here to take this fight. We are going to push on against them. We can engage the reinforcements if need be. Let's take this fight, my friend. Look at that. Wonderful, sir. Let's use quick line. Double time, gentlemen. Oh my goodness me, what a shot, sir. Once again, a magnificent shot there. We actually took some of the general's bodyguard there with us. Garrison militia, Terra Nouveau rebels. Look at that, my friends. We've got this wonderful grenadier force moving up. Look at this. Gentlemen, move it. We've got a land to clear, sir, for the Russian Empire. We will not, and I repeat, we will not withstand any slackers here, sir. Oh, look at that boatman here. Into them, gentlemen. We'll bring forth the fire. We are at a disadvantage because they're fighting. Look at that. Oh, that is a joy to see. That is an absolute joy to look at these fiends here, sir. If they get onto us, here they go. Here they are. These are formidable fighters. Cut them off, gentlemen. Cut them off. Of course they're wavering, so they've had enough here. They've never experienced such firepower. Swarm them, lads. Swarm them. Look at this. This is an absolute bloodbath. This is what happens when you deal and try and take on the Russian Empire, sir. And this is what happened. This is what will happen with Britain as well. They will face the full wrath here of the the Russian Empire. As we slowly and inexorably move into the New World here, nothing they can do about it. Russia is going to claim its position here, its rightful position within the New World. The places is going on here. Gentlemen, we want them removed utterly, please. That will mean the complete shattering of their forces. Look at that. Look at that. It is an absolute joy to see. Newfoundland is Russian. Newfoundland is Russian, sir. Look at that. We lost 109 men. Completely destroyed. Look at that. In one felled swoop. Oh, that is a joy to see. It really is. Newfoundland is ours. Thank you, sir. And it's been fully upgraded for us. We obliged. Very much so. Oh, we've also got an additional trade port. And it's been upgraded. No, it's been... We can repair here as well. Infrastructure is good as well. Now the army can be fully replenished immediately, but it shouldn't cost us too much. 139. That was the extent of the victory. That was an absolute magnificent sight, sir. Oh, look at this. Ho, ho, ho. Look at that. Don Cossack Cavalry. These are earmarked for the armies here within Galicia. We have cavalry being moved into position here. We do have Galicia here in Podolia, which is the sort of the cornerstone of this defence here. I think we should improve as well our... Oh, look at that. Look at that. We're going to move them down into here, down into the Don here. Remember, we're continuing our expansion here for our offensive against the seminary. I wonder if we upgraded this. I mean, the council did say yes. I think we'll upgrade this as well, because the council did recommend we do that to improve the sort of the mood of the populace. Now, Naval College. Do we need Naval College here? Marines. Do we have a Naval College already? I believe we do. Yes, indeed, sir. But actually, Marines from Moscow here would probably be an absolute benefit for us. I believe that's what we're going to do here. We're going to invest now again back into there. Ah, fleet arrives. Excellent. We're going to reinforce our forces here in the Caribbean to make sure that we are fully in full control here of our Caribbean assets. Excellent. We can actually upgrade this. Oh, wonderful to see. Wonderful, sir. Commercial port. If they can move out of there, it would be even better for us. It really would. Oh, we can do it, sir. And so we bring it under continue. Look at that. Oh, look at that. We've got a lot of guns at their disposal here. A huge amount of guns. I think what we will do is we'll besiege it. We might have just stopped that just in the nick of time there. We're actually going to upgrade this as well, so we get the Marines out of here as well. Look at these forces here. It's an absolute joy to see, sir. We have really reinforced this garrison here tremendously here. Let's have a look what's going on here. Now, they've moved down to here. Could we be seeing... I think they've moved into Spain as well, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed, they have. Oh, good grief. What is Spain's position here on this? This is quite the standoff here. Because to be honest with you, I'm not saying this as an ally of Spain, but Spain definitely has the superior forces in terms of the quality of depth, but the Prussians are able to bring more troops to the fight. Especially, I mean, look at this. I mean, this is just... They have a silly number of troops here. But Britain, yeah, Britain is not doing too bad either. +1, -1 to morale. What, rumours of cowardice, sir? We shall not have that within our army. Now, we could improve that 10,000 here, but directly that's not going to do us any good at the moment. So I think what we will do is just concentrate on improving our forces here within Istanbul and Greece. We're bringing the cannon to the fore here, sir. So here, what can we get here? So, I think we'll start improving our... we have some more cuirassiers here. We've got to be able to use the cavalry. We've got to be able to bring in the line infantry as well. We mustn't neglect our sort of basic troops either for the elites. Look at that. We've got a lot of trade routes still to upgrade here. Also, we need to invest in our... definitely need to invest in our naval forces as well. That is going to be something we definitely need to do. Heavy first rates. We can east. To whom else can we build here? Privateers. We don't have that steam shipyard here, but we're going to throw some money here at our naval forces. Not many at the moment. We're going to steadily increase that. We did have steamships up here as well, which we did want to send into the New World. And we do have our gentlemen down here, which we also wanted to send to the New World as well. That's going to be vital to us here. Let's get them into position as quickly as possible. Oh, Spain has got an army here as well, within this navy here. Nobody's going to take Portugal and Spain out very quickly. They've got that very much under control here. Looks like Prussia's hitting Spain here pretty hard in Nice here. They could move through the Alps here and strike them pretty hard, but again, who are Venice friendly with here? Venice are allies with Spain, so actually they would have quite the fight on their hands here. So Spain is actually protected here quite well, unless they came all the way around here and struck them through Savoy here. But the fight here is going to be fascinating. Let's just keep an eye on what's going on here. Let's end the turn here, my friends. Let's see what happens here. Ah, well done, sir. Moving up into position. We are gathering our forces where they need to be. Ooh, that took a real beating then, that British fleet. Spain. Again, moving forces. But not actually moving closer to that Prussian border. Which it might need to do. Actually, as it's given that to the Venetians there. Plot thickens. They've given Savoy to the Venetians. Why are they moving forces up to there? What have they got planned here? There's something in the wind here. Something's going to happen with Prussia right there. That is... I dare you, sir. I dare you. Oh, marvellous. Capering Loon. Doesn't matter though. We don't. That's all our research has been done. Greece has now got itself a... Oh, look at that. A wonderful sight there. This army is now fully complete. We're probably going to remove this just to get a general in here. So actually we will just start putting together another army here, but actually we need to put a general within here. Romalia is putting together quite... Oh my goodness me, look at that. So, these are going to be here. Again. We're just going to put these forces together here, but not at the moment. We will reconfigure these armies to suit, to really have some... Actually, I think we'll put 3 cannon in here. I think we'll put 2 howitzers and 1 24-pounder into here. Now that army is complete. Look at that. What a well-balanced army here, sir. Well, Mesopotamia's also got some units here, so we're going to send them down to here. Now, which army here needs extra additional cannon? This one here. Ah, excellent. Now these gentlemen can join this fleet here in the Caribbean. And then this gentleman here is actually going to be engaged in and around here, Boston and Philadelphia. Let's see what Boston and Philadelphia have available to them here. We'll see, because it's the first time we've reconnoitered the sort of the British. Well, sir. Oh, that is a fine army there defending Philadelphia. And also reserve army there. Not the finest of troops, but still enough to give us problems. Right, Mesopotamia here, Mosul. We shall fully upgrade that there. Let's continue our recruitment here as well. Cuirassiers. No, gentlemen. We do need that army there is also needs additional forces. We've got a lot of cavalry here, probably another additional line infantry regiment here. Excellent. We're really going to start moving these forces. Look at that. Again, this force. But we can start repositioning these forces now. The army group is assembling here along the border. Because if we do this, it's going to have to be done immediately off the bat here. I think we'll have General Cathcart here remove this force in here and then build upon it. Ah, excellent. We shall send these gentlemen to the front. We'll keep these regiments, send these regiments as well. That's well under control, well under control. Engineering school will give us 24 pounders. 24 pounders here. Let's increase that army's firepower. Nope, gentlemen. So we can't get 24 pounders just yet of foot artillery, and let's get cuirassiers and additional line infantry. Look at that, 208,000 here. It's a real drain upon us here. Now, what do we have here? We've got an admiral here, Mark Bochkarov, the Ezekiel. Let's start recruitment here. 3, 4. We're putting a lot of money into those naval forces here. We've got to build them up here, sir. And also we mustn't forget the extremities here. But look at that. I mean, look how many Norwegian forces are there. That is. We need to continue the recruitment here as well. 32 pounders. They've already gone. What do our forces need here? What's this need here? It's got. So we don't need. We actually don't need. We need. Oh, Marines indeed, sir. And we'd also have line infantry and cavalry. Whew. This really is going to stress us hard here. 2 more turns, and we've got the seminary. That'll help the populace. And these gentlemen are making their way down to the Don. Gentlemen. They've got to go through Tataria to get there. The Crimea is sealed off. fine, because that really would be, excuse me my friends, a target there. 4,900 here from Odessa. We do have this fleet here, but it does need to be improved. But again, our main aim here is to get ourselves up against the British here. But we've got to try and start reinforcing our New World forces here, and that's going to include moving in. We could even take Akvatuk here, but Newfoundland really is the place we're going to be aiming for here. And for some reason that's taking some damage there, we're not sure why. This army is being replenished and repaired. Construction here is pretty much non-existent here, but again, these are base of operations here for us to move from. We will be attacking from the north. We'll also be attacking from the south here. We have moved our gentlemen here. We're going to just scout here what's available here to the British. They do have a position here in New York. They've got no naval... They have, I beg your pardon my friends, they do have naval forces here. That is a considerable fleet. We're going to need to move in a bigger fleet here. So let's just pull these gentlemen back here to to Newfoundland. We're going to need a naval position here as well. We need to scout out what's going on here. That's a sizable naval force. What else do they have here? Look at that general there, Quinton Abbott. That heavy fish rate invincible. That is a staggeringly experienced admiral there. They do have these. Is that a steamship? No, naval hospital. That's a steamship naval hospital. No, it's just a naval hospital. Yeah, naval hospital. They do have... Oh, look at that. I mean, Boston is very, very well defended here. Not by elite leap true. They got Queen's Rangers though, but they really have hunkered down here quite a bit. Okay, we can still begin and move in our forces here like that. We bring them under siege here. One more turn until surrender, which is excellent to see. We've also got our forces here, which are going to be moved out eventually. 2 more turns there. I think what we will do is just begin sloop production here for forces moving away. Well, this will be the last turn here, my friends, of this particular episode. Again, we're just keeping an eye on what's going on here, moving our forces into position here. We could strike Persia, Prussia, and Britain all at the same time. It would be probably the single largest military operation yet seen. And look at this. Spain is absolutely bringing all of its forces here in and around Madrid. Does it fear the potential movement here of... Oh, ho, 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 ho. A provocative move, sir. And as you can hear in the background, my friends, you could probably guess whom that is. Again, once again, seeking attention that he deems rightfully his. So, we could simultaneously strike all 3 nations at once. Prussia, Persia and Britain. I mean, that would be just the scale of that operation would be unmatched. Let me know what you think. I need the council's advice here. Do we strike all 3 nations at the same time, or do we? Because if we strike Britain, it will draw the Mughal and the Prussians into the fight anyway. Now, the Mughal Empire we can deal with anyway, but if we're going to do this, we need to do this absolutely with everything we've got here. We can throw all our eggs into one basket, but it would drain the Russian state, the Russian Empire, to its limit, possibly even beyond its limit, both economically and militarily. Look at that, my friends, at last here. We've brought these fiends under our siege, and they're trying to lift the siege, to break the siege. They do have these guns here which are concerning, and also the absolute bane of our lives here, the 8-inch mortars, but we have brought a good complement of cavalry here. We do have our own excellent fire support, but they have to come to us, and we've got them pinned down here. If we can take Punda, it will open up another asset here in the Caribbean we can use against the British. Remember, we're slowly, bit by bit, expanding our own empire here within the Caribbean, within the New World, preparing ourselves for our confrontation with Britain, which has to come. It has, if we want to conquer and bring all domains or lands under the Russian Empire, then it's going to have to come. The fight with the British is going to have to come. But my friends, this is going to be the fight for next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. For those of you who might be thinking, where is the Spanish Empire campaign? That will be coming after the USA campaign. I've just had to sort of move things around a bit, my friends, and also I've had many requests for the USA campaign to continue, so I'm going to put the USA campaign before the Spanish campaign this time around, and then next time around things will sort of, you know, go back to normal, where we have the Spanish campaign and the Russian campaign before the USA campaign. But with time and with Christmas coming looming large, my friends, I wanted to get certain campaigns out before others because they're a bit more developed, and I wanted to really push them on as best I can. But I hope you've enjoyed this, my friends. Again, keep on voting, my friends, for the next game you want to see, and then we'll vote for the next thing. But remember, the straw poll link is the link you will need, my friends, for the vote. That's the only sort of the vote that will count, is the one on the straw poll page. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, my friends. Again, please comment if you have. Please, the council's deliberations, the council's amazing support and plans and strategies have been absolutely incredible. They've got us to where we are now. Trust me, we are well within our rights here, my friends, to take on the Caribbean, because the council has promoted and pushed for this to happen, and we wouldn't be here this advanced in the Caribbean and in the New World if it wasn't for the council. Believe me, my friends, we'd be still back in Europe, still trying to gather. But we're actually looking now for one massive war against three powerful nations. Let me know what you think about that plan. Do we strike all the nations at once, or do we just focus on one? And if the others get dragged in because they're allies, then so be it. We'd be ready for that as well. Let me know what you think, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, please comment. Thank you for all your support, your wonderful advice, my friends. It means a lot. It really does. Hope you're having a great week thus far. Please be safe whatever you're doing. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.